Welcome to this week's edition of Eye on Harness Racing Weekend Preview. I'm Paul Ramlow. This Saturday night, Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs hosts their fantastic Sun Stakes Saturday program with more than $2.2 million in purses being offered. There are 4 major stakes finals, as well as a pair of $100,000 invitationals, one for trotters and one for pacers. Probably the marquee event on the card will be the $500,000 Ben Franklin final for older pacers. Sweet Lou is on a roll right now, having won 4 straight races. He captured his elimination last weekend at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs, and he will start from post position 4 in the final. Starting right alongside him will be the other elimination winner, Do Me That Again, who upset 2-time Pacer of the Year Captain Treacherous in their elimination. The captain should still be heard from in this race, but unfortunately will have to start from post position 8. Trainer Ron Burke offered his thoughts on Sweet Lou heading into the Ben Franklin final.
Kind of changed your philosophy with him a little bit as far as training and so forth.
Yeah, and we've backed off on him, and he's become more like a thoroughbred. Like, you know, before I would have never set a horse into a stake race missing 2 weeks, but with him anymore, I'm not even worried about it. Like, when he has stake races, he's going to race. When you don't have stake races, he's not going to race. You know, and I'm going to try to keep the starts to minimum and just let him kind of mosey around in between and then give him one good training mile in before, and off he'll go.
Seems like he's really taken to that program.
Yeah, it's been that, and maybe a little bit of Pierce too. Pierce maybe has a different, strategy of how to race him, and so far it's been good.
The $500,000 Earl Beal Jr. Memorial for 3-year-old trotters features the Jimmy Takter duo of Father Patrick and Nuncio. Both trotters are unbeaten in 4 starts this year. This will obviously be their first matchup, and it should be a good one. By the way, Nuncio is the only horse to have ever defeated Father Patrick. He won that race back in July during their 2-year-old campaigns. The $500,000 Max Temp Memorial for 3-year-old Colt Pacers had a trio of eliminations last week. McWicked was the fastest, scoring in 1:48 for driver David Miller and trainer Casey Coleman. The other 2 eliminations were won by Ron Burke trainees At Press Time and All Bets Off, who was the winner of the Art Rooney Pace at Yonkers Raceway back in May. Trainer Ron Burke offers his thoughts on his pair of horses in the Hempt final.
I knew At Press Time it'd be better. We've done some work on him in between and got him straighter, and he bled very bad. It wasn't like he was a questionable should we put on Lasix. He really needed Lasix. So I was happy with his performance. The other horse is a very good horse. He's top 5. Like, he's as good as any horse out there. I think he can go either way. He had to be pulled to the stop at the top of the lane. And most of my horses, if you pulled them to stop like that, they wouldn't fire again, and he did. So Maddie's been doing a great job with him.
The $300,000 Lynch final for 3-year-old pacing fillies will be an interesting race. In the trio of eliminations last week, Weeper, Fancy Desire, and Cinnamony were victorious. The favorite on paper heading into the race finished second. That was last year's Breeders' Crown champion, Euphysi Hanover. She'll try to get back on the winning track in this Saturday's final. And that leads us into the 2 $100,000 invitationals. The event for trotters features Aki Svanstad and Sebastian K. They've won 3 straight races since coming to North America, all at the Meadowlands, and all in sub-151 clockings. Sebastian K will once again face the challenge of Market Share, who earlier this year set the world record on a 5/8 mile track at Harrah's Philadelphia in the Maxie Lee. Like Harrah's Philadelphia, Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs is a 5/8 mile oval. And speaking of world champions on that 5/8 mile oval, in the $100,000 invitational pace, it'll be Dancin' Yankee leading that field. Dancin' Yankee set the world record at Mohegan Sun at Pocono Downs earlier this year. He'll be looking to win this $100,000 event.
The world is full of compromises, but not here. Not on this stage, not in this race, not in this sport. Every bet is a hope. Return on investment comes in seconds. This is harness racing. We welcome you to the Harness Racing Fan Zone. See it all for yourself. Feel it in all the passion. Share that experience with others. The Harness Racing Fan Zone puts you in the driver's seat.
This week's edition of Paul's Paddock Picks takes a look at the Ben Franklin final. This will be one of the best horse races you're going to see this year, but I think Sweet Lou is the horse to beat. Sweet Lou has been on quite a roll, and from post position 4, I think he has all the opportunities to come up with a victory in this race. Don't count out Captain Treacherous, though. Despite starting from post position number 8, I think he'll be right there at the finish. I think he'll be the second place horse in this event. And foiled again, what can you say about the richest pacer in North America? He just always seems to be around at the final, and I think he'll pick up third place money in this race. So once again, in the Ben Franklin, I go with Sweet Lou to win, Captain Treacherous to place, and foiled again to show. I'm Paul Ramlow. Have a great weekend.